What is up everyone, welcome back to the channel. It is time for me to continue with Heavenly Delusion Season 1 Episode 3, and as usual, timer-based reaction on YouTube, picture-in-picture version in the description below. So if you're still watching on YouTube, then grab your copy of the episode because I'm going to start a countdown. It's going to be 5 seconds. Once it hits 0, I press play, you press play, and we should all be in sync. Countdown starts now. Oh! 5 years ago. 10 years since the calamity. Okay. There she is, yeah. Alright, this should be interesting. Lovely transition. Ah, she's gonna hit him. Oh. Okay. Robin. Yeah. Okay. That was one of the person that she was trying to find, right? Sorry, I'm watching too many shows right now. Like I can't keep track of like some of the characters that I'm watching. Jeez. But he is searching. He is searching for two characters, right? One that is older and one that that is younger. Still older than her, but you know what I mean. Oh, Haruki is Kiriko, isn't he? Robin has the same jacket that he's wearing right now. The U.S. Air Force jacket. Okay. Oh no, that's Kiriko. Okay. Oh no, that's I'm not in my game right now. I'm not. Okay, okay. That was yeah, that was embarrassing for me. Missing spectators? Mm, hmm. Right, right, right. Takehaya. Oh, oh, oh! I love the lighting in that shot. How dynamic it is. Like the lighting in his face just changes from time to time when they were passing. Hmm. Yeah. We're meeting a lot of new characters here. Hmm. Yeah. That's a lot of watches. Looters? Oh, oh, more dangerous than looters. And nobody's listening. Don't be a hero, kid. Once again, I just love the backgrounds, the environments. It is an aesthetic. Oh, it has armor. Love the sound design for him though. It that low grumble that it had. There goes his jacket. Yeah, it's same thing that happened in the previous episode. She's gonna notice it. Oh, it's too late, isn't it? Is it still his entire body? That's only half of it, isn't it? Yeah. Did they? No. Wow. So, okay. She sacrificed herself, gave her body, saved her brother's brain. Holy fuck. Takahaya-san. Yeah, that would psychologically fuck you in the head. Yeah. Nah. And that's why she's searching for the doctor. Nah, nah, nah. Nah, he, nah. Yeah, that would fuck you up so much. Yeah. And that's why the hair changed as well. Yeah, yeah, we know about that. Robin was trying to investigate the doctor. This is no mere coincidence. Oh, they're not there as well. Great shot. Wow. The empty beds. And there's the jacket. This is great. I'm loving this. Great transition. Wow. Kensuke Uchio's track in the back. Just setting the mood, not overpowering anything at all. And this is great. She's telling. Good, good. Mm. It is funny in a sense that it, the closest girl that he befriends is actually a dude. This adds so much context to the scene when he was looking at the shattered glass. Monster? Maneater? No, that's slime. I don't think that's water. Oh, that's the eye from the poster, isn't it? Ah. I mean, this is technically the second time I'm looking at the ending. Yeah, seeing that shot of Kiriko transitioning. Okay. What? What if? Yeah, what if the real Kiriko is actually here? And they just draw the fish with the hands, which is exactly what they just encountered in this episode. Some shenanigans is going on here. This ending is great. Visually pleasing. All right. Oh, oh, oh. Uh, do I want to know? I guess the next episode we're gonna be. Well, no, I mean the next episode we have to focus on the fish first. Well, I mean I guess they can back and forth. Great episode, regardless. All right, before the discussion actually begins, I'm currently editing the episode as we speak. I need to talk about something, and that is you're gonna hear me. You're gonna hear me say Hiroko when I meant to say was Haruki. Like I was, yeah. The names are getting. I mean, you got Kiriko, and then you got Kiruko, and then you got Haruki, and then you also have the Hirokos, which are actually the man eaters, the giant monsters that we saw in the first couple of episodes, including this one. So yeah, if you hear me say Hiroko, I meant to say Haruki, but because of my confusion of their names and because of this kind of brings a topic that I want to talk about because of this, and that is the idea of like what these man-eaters are, right? So we have Kiriko, right? Kiriko is a combination of Kiriko and Haruki. But then we have the Hirokos. What's the connection here? Why is it called Hiroko, and why is it so fucking similar to Kiriko and Haruki? Like as if it's also a amalgamation of themselves. Why are they called that way? Because genuinely speaking, it is somewhat easy for me to essentially mispronounce them. You know, like I was watching my discussion halfway, and I'm like, wait a minute, I changed his name. That's not what I want. That's not what I meant. But yeah, that's basically what I wanted to say. So if you do hear me say Hiroko, I meant to say Haruki. And I'll be jumping back again to this discussion because there's also one thing that I do want to talk about, but I'll jump in once I am talking about that topic, and that topic is gonna be like towards the end of the video. Well, how about that? You know, when episode 2 ended and Kiriko said, you know, I'm a boy inside, I gonna be honest, I thought she was referring, to the fact that she identifies as a dude. I didn't think that she meant that literally, as in she has her brother is in her body. I honestly, I that's one way to subvert my expectations. Like I was ready to accept that. Like I was just like, oh, okay, she identifies as a man. Okay, that's fine. Moving on. Like, and I even mentioned during like my episode 2 discussion, like I've only ever seen one other character in anime and manga, and that character was from Fire Punch. I know I haven't actually, read a lot of other mangas out there, and obviously there's like thousands of other animes that I haven't watched, so bear with me. But like that is something that is rare, right? I talked about that in episode 2. Like that is something that is rare, and not a lot of animes actually explore that aspect that much. And I thought that this show was going to explore that route, and I was like willing to, I was ready, right? I was ready to get on into this exploration of those themes of sexual identity and trying to find like who they are, because that was what episode 2 was all about, right? It was about these children, teenagers, right? These young these young people trying to find out who they are and what they mean in life, especially when you're comparing it to like the kids in the facility, right? Because they are also exploring that aspect of their of their selves, right? But this is a whole new level of holy what. Ooh. But it's great because on one hand you can still explore that idea, but we're just twisting it a bit. It's a sci-fi twist of that topic that I think, if done well and if they actually explore it further, I think it would be an excellent exploration of not just about identifying who you are, because now it's a lot more, I would say, prevalent, to say the least, right? It's a lot more higher. I don't want to say it's not higher stake, but it's more, yeah, it's more prevalent, right? Considering that we're not dealing with a person having, a person trying to find out who they are. We are looking at a person who is probably having an identity crisis because he is not in his actual body and he is in somebody else's body, right? Again, if they explore this, And this episode kind of gave, you know, a bit of a, you know, some idea, some hints in that in that explorative realm where you see him, you know, you see Haruki waking up in this sort of mindscape, right, where everything is red, and then he sees Kiriko, and then she walks away, and then she goes straight into like the beast, kind of metaphorically speaking, it's implying that she passed on and she died, or she sacrificed herself, right? But we still don't know that yet, right? That's the thing, we don't know that. Because now we know, right? Because also, by the way, just something that I just realized when I was like preparing for my discussion, their names. I do find it, I didn't really clocked in on it during the beginning of the episode because, I mean, you watch my reaction to the beginning of the episode. Like, I was straight up confusing character designs. Like, oh, that's Kiriko. No, wait, that's Kiriko. No, wait, that's Kiriko. But in reality, none of them are. Why? Because they all have different names, and I find this to be really interesting and fascinating at the same time because we've been following Kiriko this entire time, right? Kiriko is the combination of Haruki and Kiriko. And then they became one, and then became Kiruko. The Ru from Haruki, and then the Kiriko from Kiriko, and then they became a... Should have seen that coming, if I'm being honest. Like if I clocked in on the fact that Kiriko isn't actually called Kiruko in this flashback, I probably would have, like, oh yeah, duh, like there's some connection there, but yeah. I'm just I'm just happy. I'm just happy that I am so intrigued in this show. Which also means this show, if it fucks up, then I would be equally as disappointed, because right now I am very, very interested. I haven't been this interested in a show in a very long time, and if I'm being completely honest, as in, this is you know, it's one of those shows where I know next to nothing about the show. I am completely blind to it. There's a couple of shows that I'm currently watching that I do know some of like the premise about it, you know, like Oshinoko, for example, Hell's Paradise to an extent, where I, you know, I've seen the trailers and I kind of get an idea that what is, you know, what it's about. And then, you know, a couple of other animes, you know, that aired like a couple of seasons ago and whatnot. So to have like an anime experience once again where I'm completely blind, that I have no idea what is going on, even after watching like the trailer, because there was a trailer for this like a couple of months ago that was released. Even watching that trailer gave me like no idea or any explanation about like the story that I'm in. And right now, 3 episodes in, and there's so much you know, detail and mystery that they are setting up. It just makes me feel giddy when the potential of, you know, those mystery being resolved, and you have like, again, like this euphoric feeling of like, oh my god, this is the explanation, oh my god, this is where it's going. I'm in for it. I am in for it. Now, speaking of mysteries, do I think Kiriko is actually dead? No. No, I do not. If Haruki was able to be saved and be transported, or you know, yeah, be transported to Kiriko's body, then it doesn't necessarily mean that Kiriko has passed away, though. Now again, there are some implications of that in this episode, right? Especially during that scene once again where we see Haruki waking up in this dreamscape, right, where everything is red, where they are, where he's back in that area where, you know, when the monster attacked him, and then you see Kiriko walking away, turning back, and all, right? That is an implication of Kiriko has passed on or moved on. But that's not concrete yet. That's not a solid, you know, that's not a solid answer. We still have no idea because we don't see it. We're only seeing half of the picture, right? We're only seeing half of the operations, the operations finality or whatever. I'm trying to find words. But this dude knows. The doctor knows. The doctor knows something, right? Because he's the one who is operating on those two. So who's to say that Kiriko is still alive? And who's to say that Kiriko is actually somebody in the facility? Who's to say that Kiriko is somebody that we do know and we've already met Kiriko? But Kiriko is not Kiriko. Kiriko is somebody else in the facility. To me, that's like the most, I guess, obvious outcome in the case that if Kiriko is alive, right? If Kiriko is alive, then where else would you put her other than the facility where everybody's being, you know, like observed and being literally well, no, I don't want to say played upon, but experimented on, right? I wonder because again, I forgot the name of that character, but the facility subplot there was. I gotta go back. I gotta go back to episodes 1 and 2 again after this to remember their names again. But remember, there was that subplot in the facility where one of the kids had a dream, right? They had a dream about twins or two people coming in, and one of them looked like them. Not saying that that is Kiriko, but it might be. And speaking of dreams and the kids in the facility, like, First of all, what is this dude, and who is this dude, and why is he drawing all of these? It's like he actually is predicting the future. I mean, he's drawn the fish with the arms, which is exactly what we encountered towards the end of this episode, right? So somehow he knows that this exists. And soon after, in the post-credit scene, he's drawing the baby. Let me get a better picture of the baby, if I can find like a good shot. There, he's drawing a baby, right? And then soon after, the young girl, again forgetting her name, but the young girl also said, you know, like, I know how babies work. That's not what a baby looks like. A baby doesn't have any faces. Creepy, crazy. Is she actually referring to the man-eaters? Because the man-eaters also don't have any faces, right? But this image, though, I think it's the fact that this baby is being bred, not in a womb, obviously. No, this baby is being bred in a facility, right? In a man-made room, right? You see the technological parts and everything, how it sort of mimics, you know, human organs, but it's really not. It's all mechanical. Like it's creepy to say the least, right? But it also, again, the parallels or the metaphor, symbolism, whatever term you want to use, of this drawing and the actual state of these children right now who are being raised in this closed off facility, right? Being governed by a lot of, you know, artificial intelligence robots or you know, a system, if you will, right? That is automated. Yeah, it's definitely Again, I feel like if Kiriko is alive, then why am I forgetting one of the? I gotta go back to episodes 1 and 2. Actually, I'll do it right now. I'll do it right now. BRB. All right. So Tokyo is the one who, she's the first one to got the message that you want to go outside of the walls. or outside of the outside, right? And then she was interacting with another character called Mimihime, and she's the one who said that she had a dream, or like whenever she thinks of the outside, there's like two. She mentioned something like paraphrasing, but she mentioned about like there's two people coming in to save them, and one of them looks exactly like you, referring to Tokyo. And we know there's two. Obviously, we know the only two person that we know that are living outside of the walls that are of importance are obviously Maru and Kiriko, right? So there's some connection between them and Tokyo based on Mimihime's vision. But how does she know? Unless that's like her ability, right? Because again, these are children with like abilities, right? Like a bit of supernatural abilities, right? Like some of them are like pretty strong and can do like things that obviously children could not do. So I feel like there is going to be some sort of connection between Tokyo and Maru and Kiriko because of this. But I don't know what it is though. Is Tokyo actually And then of course there's other characters like Kuku and Kona. Kona's the one who is able to draw all of these crazy things, which still begs the question of like, okay, how does he know about the fish with the legs? How does he know about the babies and stuff? And especially for Kuku, it's like, okay, how do you know about what a baby looks like? Where did she see, like a baby with no faces at all? Okay. Starting to get a bit of a handle of the characters and all. Like I wasn't expecting this to be a mystery show and a mystery show this compact. Because currently I'm doing another mystery show called Dark, and that is already taking most of my brain capacity, and now I feel like I have to reserve more space for this, because this has the potential to be great if done right. And that's the thing, because sometimes mystery shows, they can have a great setup, but most of the time they end up, falling flat towards the end, or the conclusion isn't as satisfying as the journey to get to the conclusion. Like the mystery was great, the setup or the journey to find the answer was incredible, but once you get the answer, sometimes it may be disappointing, and that's the one thing that I don't want from this show, considering one, the mystery has definitely enticed me, two, the characters are so far really enjoyable to watch, especially to see them develop as themselves, right? As their own being, as their own person, right? Because that correlates to three. The themes of the show so far has been pretty cool, because it's not just about like the mystery and like the world, but it's also about identity, right? It's all about yourself, especially in regards to Kiriko and especially in regards to Kiriko and Haruki, right? Haruki Kiriko, who then became Kiriko. It's a matter of like, okay, who are you really, right? And that's what I was talking about, like an identity crisis. I didn't want to say that, Kiriko had an identity crisis in, if the context was that she identifies as a man, because obvious reasons, but because of the sci-fi element to it, that no, she is literally a dude trapped in trapped in a woman's body, let alone his sister's body, right? It adds more to this idea of like, okay, what are you? It's not about who are you anymore. It's about what are you, right? And I want the show to explore that aspect more, right? Because again, take the human element out of it, right? Because Kiriko's body at this point can also just be attributed to a vessel, right? It doesn't have to be human. Like if this is another sci-fi show, and let's just say we replace Kiriko's body with one that is mechanical, right? One that is a robot, for example, then the same question can still be made. is Haruki still Haruki, or is he something else, right? And I guess because it is not the case, because it is, again, a body of a different gender, it just makes the question of like who you are truly much more interesting. I'm trying to find another word to use, but I'm running out of words. Because this is a body of somebody who used to live before, right? So again, so many themes, so many conflicts, both outside and inside. I feel like this is mostly an inner conflicted show, because you can have conflicts coming from the outside, but this is mostly a show. Once again, this is a show where most of our characters are dealing with conflicts on the inside, right? It's their own self-struggle. It has the recipe for a great show, and I want this show to succeed. The manga, from what I remember, or from what I gather, right, is incomplete, as in it's not finished yet. So hoping that the manga still continues on and will still deliver, like great stuff, and the anime can follow suit. Because here's another thing: this anime adaptation goes so hard with its production, like production IG. Come on, like again, 3 episodes in, and I feel like the production is like, mwah. The animation is solid. The character designs are great. The background is amazing. Some of the CGI, the 3D carts that they use during the race, pretty good. Like it was blended pretty well, especially like compositing wise, of how like the difference in the change in the environment, and as the camera moves, and how the 3D models are able to track it really well without making it feel jittery or feel out of place. It's something to commend upon, and honestly, this is probably, visually speaking, this is probably the most impressive show that I'm watching this season. Now, going back just a bit, talking about Kiriko and Haruki once again, I do want to say, because now that we know about like the situation that is going on with these characters, it does add a lot of context of like what happened in the previous episodes, right? Of when Kiriko was looking at the mirror and looking at, her body and everything. One, now we know why she was about to, kiss herself, kiss her reflection. It's because that's just Haruki, and of course, as we know, has some sort of affection towards her siblings. I know, kind of questionable, but it does show. The point is that it's showing, that he truly loves her, right? Also, the shrapnel from the crash, which is exactly the wounds that we saw in episode 1, right, of her body. Like again, like it's just one of those things where I was asking in episode 9, like, I don't know what this signifies. I don't know what this means. I don't know why she was about to kiss herself. Now I know. I thought I knew during the end of episode 2 when when Kiriko proclaims that she is a man inside, right? And that kind of drove me to this discussion of like, oh, because she sees herself as a man, when she's looking at the mirror, she's looking at a girl, and that could form like this weird attraction or whatever, right? Now the context is it's far more complex than that. But yeah, this entire scene is great. Like, and then that happened. So I was rewatching this, And then I realized that that was no ordinary transition. That is a gunshot. He closes his eyes. Gunshot. And then we transition to the next scene, and then we realize that the surgery is happening. Their brain is being, transplanted, and the rest is history. So, remember when I said that I think that Kiriko might be alive and she may actually just be, one of the facility kids and all? Here comes the question of what if she's actually dead, though? What if she's actually dead? Because again, the hang on, let me see if I can find it. Right here, right during this exact moment when when Kiriko wakes up and then he realizes what, like the gravity of the situation, and then he's having a panic attack, and then all of his, all of these people, his friends and whatnot, people that he knows, they were mentioning of like both of them were in critical condition. Because we know that is not the case. Only he was in critical condition. He lost half of his body. Kiriko is not in critical condition. So how did Kiriko wind up in the doctor's hand? What happened to Kiriko that led to this operation, right? That was a good looking eye, holy shit. just admiring the animation. So, theory time. Kiriko is actually dead. And somebody shot him. Her. This transition that happened when he closes his eyes, because when he closes his eye, that is also for the audience to not know what happened, right? But the only thing that he knows, the only thing that we know, is that there is a gunshot. You guys cannot actually hear this. I'm sorry about this. Gotta have to mute it for, obvious copyright reasons. But there is a gunshot in this exact moment. Boom. Somebody killed Kiriko, or at least put her in critical condition. Alright, so jumping in again, because I am currently editing this video. I want to point out this scene in particular. You see this? At the top of his head? Her head? His head. Their head. That feels like a gun wound or a gunshot wound. Like there's something that was fractured. Like if you, like, I don't know how, brain surgery works, but I feel like you don't really need to, open this part of the brain. I'm pretty sure all you need to do is, or part of your skeleton, I would say. Skeleton? Skull. I'm pretty sure you only need to, cut this side and then take it off, and then take the brain off and then put it, put another one in. So having that extra, wound being stitched on at the top here kind of adds, or not just add, reinforce my theory of like, yeah, I feel like Kiriko got shot, and that is how she winds up, being in her current state by this, her because she was fine, and then they got to the hospital, and then as it turns out, she was actually in critical condition. I see. I'm onto this show. And also, well, I'm also still here during the scene because this happened right after. I didn't talk about it during the reaction or during the discussion itself, so might as well talk about it. But yeah, he is touching himself because of because he is now in his sister's body. Kind of weird because sibling relationship at all. If they are siblings, that is, like actual blood related. Like, I'm pretty sure they are, but if they're not, then but yeah. I think the subtitles are doing a fantastic job of not making it as weird as it is. Like, the fact that they use the occasional faint solace of having inherited the body of someone I love made me feel like this scene, when I was first watching it, made me feel like he's not actually touching herself, and he's just, trying to sleep. I don't know. My mind was being as healthy as ever, but now I have come to the realization of yeah, he is essentially touching himself or herself. He's touching her sister's body. That sounds wrong. It's hard. It's hard for me to say this without making it any weirder. But it's adding this level of again, the psychological, not just the psychological element, but also the fundamental aspect of like who you are as a person and who do you identify as, because, and I think I've discussed this a bit in the discussion, but yeah, it's the idea of Kiriko trying to find out who he is as a person, because it is a theme of the show right now as I'm trying to wrap my head around it, right? One of the themes of the show is about, these characters trying to find themselves and trying to find their own identity, their own person, right? Both who they are physically, mentally, and sexually. It adds this extra layer of, of complexity, because Kiriko is still Kiriko. Wait, I did it again. I did it again. I meant Haruki. Haruki is still Haruki, right? But because Haruki is in Kiriko's body, it adds this level of, okay, are you still Haruki though? Mentally speaking, yes, you are, but physically speaking, you are not. So it's this added layer of like, do you accept your new body? Do you accept the fact that you are now, do you accept the fact that you are now in a female's body, right? Would Haruki want to go back to what it was before? Would he, if he was given the opportunity, or if he was given the chance to actually transfer his consciousness or whatever through technological, fantastical means into a male's body, would he do it? Or would he say, no, this is my body now, and I'm going to keep my sister's body safe? You know what I mean? Like, there's that also that layer of complexity. So, on paper, yes, I can see some people having, I don't know, maybe some issues with this, or maybe they feel weirded out about it. But, well, yes, he is in his sister's body, but at the same time, it's also like, again, what's important is the theme of the show, right? The theme of trying to find yourself and trying to find your own identity, and of course, I guess suppressing your own desires and such. I mean, no, I'm not gonna go on to that route. Maybe I will. But, screw it. You guys are gonna be asking me like what I was thinking about. Like, if I got stuck in a female's body, I mean, dare I say it is one of, it is a male's fantasy in a way, right? It's just the fact that, because of their sibling relationship, that's the part that, yeah. I mean, they talked about it before. I mean, they talked about it in episode 2, right? In episode 2, the innkeeper, the woman who was letting them stay in her house, right? She was, mentioning about like, hey, these, you guys may be like siblings, but and I know the world is crumbling and then falling apart, but like, this is not cool, this is not good, and then the revelation happened that they are not actually blood related and all. This is a bit different though. Just wanted to put it that way. It doesn't bother me that much because again, like the important factor here is the theme of the whole, of the whole show and all, and that is of course once again try to find your own self-identity. But yeah, just wanted to put it that way, and just wanted to let you all know that. Okay, back to the discussion. Is it actually the doctor? I don't think so. Because why would the doctor do this when his goal is to save Kiriko? Which leaves the other candidate, and that is Robin. We do know that Robin has some sort of connection or a relationship with Kiriko, right? In this flashback, we see him standing up to him. We see him saving his life. So these two have a bond, right? They care about each other. Like father, like son, right? So what if Robin saw this? Because again, Kiriko was screaming for Robin. He was screaming Robin for help. So what if Robin actually heard that? That doesn't really make sense though. Like why? Like why would he? So what I was trying to get at is that Robin finds this, right? Robin sees the two of them. He realizes that Kiriko is about to die. So his decision is to shoot Kiriko. So there's the explanation of both of them having, needing to have a medical treatment, and because Kiriko was shot potentially in the head, and that is why the doctor decided to transplant the brain, because her brain is more damaged than his brain. So maybe, but that doesn't make sense if Robin's the one who's doing it, because why would Robin do this to Kiriko? Because this would just leave Kiriko with psychological trauma after he wakes up. So who? How did Kiriko went, or how did Kiriko became got to this point where both of them are in severe medical condition, right? That's the mystery. That is the mystery. You were both brought here on the verge of death. I don't know. I do feel like my theory. I'm standing on my theory that somebody definitely hurt Kiriko during this exact moment, because we do hear a gunshot. That's not a throwaway transitional sound effect. No, somebody actually shot her. The question is who, right? Because at this point, the conclusion is that the person who shot Kiriko is somebody who wants to benefit from this. And I just noticed my hair. So who would benefit from this? I don't know. I don't think it's the doctor though. Because the doctor has a relationship with Kiriko in the sense that, they are pretty close, right? They have a bond, just like Haruki and Robin. So I don't think it would be the doctor, because the doctor is the one who's trying to save Haruki anyways. And knowing that the doctor is close to Kiriko, it also wouldn't make sense why he would kill Kiriko. And I feel like the decision to transplant the brain to Kiriko, there's so many mysteries, and at this point I still have like no. There's hints, there's ideas, but it's not enough. It's not enough. So right now, our main objective is, of course, to find a doctor. I feel like finding a doctor is like the highest priority right now, because the doctor is the information dump, right? The doctor is the exposition that we kind of need to know more about this mystery, right? Yeah, yeah, yeah. The show is great. The show is great. Once I realized, the type of story this is, and the weight of it all, yeah, it's really getting to me. Like I'm really enjoying this a lot. So, hope you guys enjoyed my reaction and my discussion for Heavenly Delusion Season 1, Episode 3. If you do, don't forget to hit like, subscribe, whatever, yada yada yada, you know the drill. And I will see you all next time for the next episode of Heavenly Delusion. Take care, have a nice day, peace.